Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rumble Mumble, season number 3. We'd like to, at this time, be sure to thank Fatheads Eyewear as our presenting sponsor. Founded in early 2004 under the direction of Rico Elmore, Fatheads started with exclusively catering to men with heads too large to fit in standard width sunglasses comfortably. Well, to solve this issue, Rico created a product line with 4 oversized sunglasses available in varying colors. Fatheads has since grown to encompass 5 distinct lines of eyewear for both men and women. With over 200 unique product offerings, the innovative continues, and be sure to check out fatheads.com.
Yeah, it's great to have Rico Elmore and Carl Prentice back with Fatheads Eyewear. It really seems, the past couple of years you can't go to a racetrack without seeing a Fatheads Eyewear logo somewhere. So that's
I know,
cool.
Rico's gotten very, very involved in auto racing, a huge fan of auto racing, and auto racing is better because of him.
Yeah, so do us a favor, check those guys out, support those that support racing, and we'll be here every Thursday at 7:23 p.m. on your phone, laptop, computer, whatever you're watching us on. We'll be here bringing you news updates, possibly some entry lists, and some pretty cool interviews with some special guests coming up.
Yeah, so and if you can't make it live at 7:23 on Thursday, check out our social media channels and especially the YouTube channel.
Yeah, our YouTube's growing. It's pretty cool. We've added a bunch of stuff there this off season, and it's only going to keep growing. So check that out. Check out all of our socials. We'll put those up on the screen now. And every like, every share, every comment, that helps us tremendously.
And speaking of social media, one of our newest ventures is we've gotten into the iRacing game. And once a month, we started back in April, we have the Racing to the Rumble, also presented by Fatheads Eyewear. And, I knew nothing about iRacing until we started this deal. And I've been telling everybody, check it out, because it's about as real as you can get.
Yeah, and I'm actually on the opposite side. I'm very involved in iRacing. I'm pretty active on there. And it's just so cool to see, the Race of the Rumble series really take off, and we have people from all over the nation take place, as well as our local racers, which is really cool, seeing them mix it up with some of the iRacing's biggest names.
Well, and the neat thing about iRacing, there's no pandemic restrictions, because we have racers also from Australia and Canada. So it's a neat deal, and it's attracted some of the professional iRacers, and like you said, a lot of the local racers. But the neat thing is there's 9 preliminary races, and once you're qualified for the finale on December 18th right here at the Rumble in Fort Wayne, you can't race again. So I've noticed as we're moving on, more and more of like the local racers and actually racers from the Rumble in Fort Wayne have been joining in.
Yeah, our most recent winner, Jacob Denny, is a racer from here in the Midwest, and hopefully we'll see him this December running for that $1,000 to win championship. But it's not just for the drivers and the iRacers, it's also for the fans too. We have this really cool contest that gives away 2 tickets to the Rumble in Fort Wayne, a hotel stay just across the street over here at the Holiday Inn, breakfast, as well as some Fatheads Eyewear swag. And literally the only thing you have to do is tune in to the broadcast, our next broadcast on October 19th and November 16th. All you have to do is like, comment, and share on the broadcast, and you're entered.
I mean, that's so easy to do. You literally only have to tune in for 3 minutes. We want you for the whole broadcast, but yeah. So as you mentioned, right across the street, if you haven't noticed, still some health issues that they're overcoming at the Fatheads Eyewear studio. So today we're inside the Fort Wayne Coliseum and Expo Center,
yeah,
specifically known as the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum and Expo Center. And actually this is the site of the very first USAC midget race back in the 50s, so a long history, and we're excited to be here. So check out Racing to the Rumble. Also, we want to give a big shout out before we go into our special guest here tonight, Jason Dietz, Trailer Sales, Edgerton, Ohio.
Yep, he's back again this year. Huge shout out to him. Thanks to him. He's another one that you can't really go to a racetrack without seeing a Jason Dietz Trailer Sales logo. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's got some experience here as well as his son in the Rumble in Fort Wayne, and a huge supporter of it. So here we are, Thursday night, Rumble Mumble, presented by Fatheads Eyewear, and the neat thing is we're bringing to you candid interviews of the participants of the Rumble, and we welcome you in your comments tonight. Give us some suggestions on folks that you'd like to see. We hope to encompass all of the divisions, and of course the Rumble includes the midgets, the winged and non-winged 600 midgets, and multiple classes of go-karts and quarter midgets.
Yeah, and the entry forms are up on the website right now for the midgets, winged and non-winged 600 midgets, and the quarter midgets. I know you're hard at work on the go-kart entry forms right now, and possibly we might see some adjustments and maybe even some additions. So.
Yeah, working on that, and I keep saying next week. Well, next week hasn't gotten here yet. I just erased the calendar a little bit. But look forward to that. And tonight, we brought up from Decatur, Indiana, one of our competitors in the winged 600cc midget class, and that's Blake Adams. Blake, welcome aboard.
Hi, thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Well, let's hear a little bit about Blake. Tell us about your racing career.
So my racing career started off a lot later than most people. Well, I grew up watching my grandpa. He owned cars at Bear Field. I grew up watching him, or his cars that he ran, and then I actually didn't get my first start until I was a freshman in high school. One of my good friends ran a go-kart at Bear Field. He let me drive it in practice, and from then I was hooked. I saved up a bunch of money, bought my first kart, and raced go-karts in multiple classes throughout Indiana and Ohio, throughout high school. And I believe it was my junior year in high school when I finally made my first Rumble appearance. I was always scared to run in it, being I didn't have that much experience, and the go-karts are fast in here.
And I think, I mean, sorry to cut you off, but
you're fine.
It's just so interesting to see, like, everyone's kind of nervous to make their first start at the Rumble, especially in a go-kart, which I thought was kind of weird, but how was it making that first start? And it wasn't as bad as you thought it would be?
It was probably faster than what I thought, but it was amazing. You go in the corner in a go-kart and it almost takes your breath away just because you're stuck to the ground, and it's a lot of fun.
You're pretty much flat-footing it, and the speeds are faster than what you turn in your winged 600 midget.
Yeah, I believe that.
And this was a flat cart or a cage cart?
That was a flat cart.
Welcome to the Rumble in Fort Wayne.
And I did end up on my head.
Okay.
But it wasn't that bad.
So has Kyle. So you're in good company here. So so you went from the go-kart, and then what?
And then right after high school, I jumped into non-wing 600s, racing at US 24, and it was Miami County, which is Circle City now. I did those for a couple years, and I was trying to go to college at the time. So I kind of got out of racing for a little bit. And growing up watching the Rumble, there was always this car. It was a 007 of the Quinones that ran that.
Yeah.
And I always loved that car. And I told myself, if I ever saw it, I was going to buy it.
Really?
And I think it was 2018, the Lasekis had it, and I saw it for sale. And went back and forth with them for, I want to say, a month or two, and finally made the deal happen. So that was in 18, sat all summer, and 2019 has been the first time back in a race car since 14.
Wow.
And we're doing it in a wing 600 in the Coliseum.
Holy cow.
So yeah, it was a big long
Tell us about
break.
that experience.
Yeah, everybody said I was nuts, but this is one of those races. It's 25 minutes from my house. I've come to it a long time. And I just always wanted to be a part of it. And I always thought the wing 600s were cool with the modified cars and different chassis and things like that.
It's pretty much an outlaw class.
So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously pretty different than, what you're used to running. Did you get any support from those Sekis, or how do you just go into the Rumble just with a brand new car like that?
Yeah, so they helped me out tremendously. Gave me setup sheets. I think I texted back and forth to the AJ the whole week before, freaking out, trying to figure out different setups. And everybody back in the pits was there to help any question I had, and they just helped tremendously in that.
Now tell me about the Rumble. Now you've got a full cage all around you.
Yeah.
Does it feel a little bit different?
Yeah, I mean, I actually felt more secure with the cage, a little harder to see,
Yeah.
and just a lot more car to handle.
How did you do?
So Saturday we actually came and we were pretty quick in practice, and then we thought, well, we'll change some stuff, make it better. Then the driver kissed the wall in qualifying, and Friday night we didn't make the show, and then Saturday we went back to our practice setup, and I actually started outside pole, led most of the heat, then coming to the checkered. I don't know if it was driver error, might have got a little help, but I spun out.
Oh, Lord.
I ended up getting my spot back. And then the biggest rookie mistake came. Took the green flag coming into 1 and 2. I got a bump from behind. My hand came off and hit the kill switch.
Oh, no.
Killed the whole car in front of the whole field. Luckily, I got the ignition, popped the clutch, started it, and we ended up coming fourth. And started the feature towards the back and ended up on my head again. But
Oh, man.
that's all right. The car didn't get hurt too bad. Broke a wing. I was able to actually finish the race without the wing on.
Oh, nice.
And
So let's see.
yeah,
I know this isn't baseball, but in baseball, 3 strikes are out. So you've been on your lid 3 times. So that's done. It's not going to happen again.
hopefully not.
I think the real question is, how many times did Larry yell at you, and did you get hit with a flag at any of your Rumble starts?
I don't think so. Surprisingly not. I've seen it multiple times.
Well, I think that you're playing politics here because earlier this year you ran your Midget at Montpelier Motor Speedway, which we just took over. And obviously I'm on the receiver there. And Sunday morning I get a text. Boy, you run a tight ship. So obviously I do some yelling, but it's all in the interest of a good show. And we're really excited with the Outlaw class because, like you said, Blake, it's unique in that you got kind of like the lay down cars, you've got some of the dirt cars that just come in, put a wing on, you get that New England flavor of like the Lusconi type cars, so it's a very, very interesting class.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and the competition in it is just phenomenal. Like, I was thrilled just to even make the show. That was my goal coming in the weekend, is to make the show and not tear up the car. Which, we didn't tear it up too bad.
I think the next goal is to try to beat John Ivey and Cap Henry.
I'm sure I'll keep trying for a couple years of that.
They're very dominant.
Yes, they are.
So are we going to be seeing that car back this year?
Oh, yeah. We'll be back this year supporting a new paint scheme, and we did some other little tweaks to it to hopefully find a couple.
Maybe a throwback to the 007 colors or something like that. That's something down the road. That might be interesting.
That would be cool.
But that, Blake talked about the Quinones family, and they supported us at the Rumble for years. They started coming from the East Coast. I think it was Argyle, Pennsylvania, clear over by Philadelphia, every year through the snowstorms. And then they moved to the Charlotte area. And they still supported us, Amanda, Ginny, and Ben. And it's good to see that the car is still racing here. So who do you have as far as help? Crew, sponsors?
So in 19 we ran, it was unsponsored, just us running. My dad and a couple buddies. Philip Ballman helps me out a bunch. He's the one who got me started in go-karts. And my amazing girlfriend, she comes and helps. And this year, we got Mulching Machine out of Ossian and Powerhouse Fabrications, also out of Ossian. They stepped up to help the indoor series, or my indoor season this year.
Great.
Yeah, I actually saw on Monday we put out, your graphic that, getting your guest appearance on Thursday, and you shared the post, and someone actually commented within, the hour that we posted it, do you need any sponsor help this year?
Yeah, so that was actually the Powerhouse Fabrications.
Okay.
They saw that, and it's a new welding shop starting up, and he wants to get his name out around the local area. So
That's awesome.
That's
yeah.
great. Well, Ossian, Indiana has a rich history right here in Fort Wayne. Back in the day, long before you were born, Les Scott, he was from the Ossian area, and he was a powerhouse in midget racing. So, yeah, make sure you check their sponsors out. And that's the name of the game for all of these drivers. The sponsors come on board. Even if you just walk in and say, hey, I heard your name at the Rumble, or I saw your name on a car at the Rumble, it just goes so far in helping these drivers in their sponsorship efforts.
Yeah.
So once again, Kyle, just break in here. Just want to remind everybody this is the Rumble Mumble. We're live every Thursday, 7:23 p.m. Hoping to get back into the Heads I Wear studio. And we want to thank Kurt Brockman for coming up with the name. And we want to thank Jason Dietz Trailer Sales, who will be sponsoring the Rumble coming up
December 17th and 18th.
So, very good.
It's right around the corner. I'm excited for it, and we're one more week closer.
And we're here with Blake Adams from Dager, Indiana, going to be his second attempt at the Rumble in Fort Wayne, and we're listening to some of his stories. So what's your primary goal this year?
Primary goal is to roll the car back in the trailer at the end of the weekend. But now hopefully, we think we found some speed the last Saturday night. So hopefully make the show, obviously, and then maybe try to slide in a top 10 or something like that and keep building and learning.
It's great.
So, you obviously have go-kart experience and now 600 experience inside the Coliseum. What would you say is the toughest thing about unloading and racing in here in December?
I would say the track changing, because the go-karts are a lot more dependent on like the rubber, the way the rubber is. That can change the whole tire game and what tires you want to run or prep and things like that. And then the 600, same too. You can get way too tight in the 600, and it's awful not being able to turn in here.
So you think is it harder running on a super rubbered up track like on Friday, or is it a little bit harder when it kind of slicks off on Saturday?
I would say it depends on where you're set up and what you can read. So for me, being new in the 600s, I'm still trying to learn what to set up, what route to go. If the midgets go first, what are they going to do to the track? So for me, I can't really answer that. I'm still learning to this.
Well, the neat thing, Blake, you've hit on the common denominator. I think if you go to our YouTube channel, Kyle, and you go back over the last 2 years, I don't think there's been a single episode that the track surface hasn't come up and how it continually changes throughout the program.
It's definitely a common theme, and I think it's kind of interesting because everyone has their own opinion on who's laying down the rubber and who's picking up the rubber, and it's the go-karts with the prep, or it's the midgets spinning their tires. I mean,
yeah, we bounce around as officials going from pit area to pit area, and we get an earful because, folks, it's a specially built track. It's on the concrete floor inside of the Expo Center. It's only built once a year, and we use Coke syrup to lay it down, and we bring out the non-winged 600s with their dirt tires, and they just instantly lay down some rubber on the track. And then we bring the go-karts out, and they build it up and build it up and build it up, and then we bring the quarter midgets out, and then we bring out the midgets, but somewhere along the line the rubber disappears, and the next time you might go out, all that rubber that you practiced on may be gone, and you're back down to basically just the old concrete.
So you think running
it's a setup issue.
Yeah, you think running that Kenyan midget this year is going to help with that? Kind of keeping up with the track, and
I hope so. Yeah, this year we got into the Kenyan Midget Series. Been running that full time, and I think just being in a car period is going to help. As since 19, I hadn't raced in 6-7 years, and this year, at least coming in fresh and got the mindset going and got a bunch of driving experience, which Kenyan Series is a big learning curve for me, jumping in a midget and going asphalt to dirt, back to asphalt and then dirt, and so that's helped a lot with my setup and things like that. And the Kenyan car is similar to my winged outlaw car, as they're both 4 coils. So some of the asphalt, I would say, when you're running the speed room, to me that was kind of a close representation of the
About
Rumble.
the same size, too,
Yeah,
actually.
and it's pretty flat, and you're on the throttle, on the brake, and so I think getting laps there will help hopefully transition into indoors.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap this up here, and I just have to ask, coming indoors, was it as bad as you envisioned it to be?
No, it was not. I'd recommend everybody's got to try it once. You'll fall in love with it.
And it's cool, like you said. We said earlier in the show, everyone's kind of scared to make that first start, but it's really cool because you see those same names every year, and we have the most loyal racers and fans here. And once they make that first start, I think they're hooked.
Okay, so that's December 17th and 18th, and actually we walked into the Coliseum tonight for the show, and the ticket office came out to us and said, when are you going to put tickets on sale? People are calling. So that's a good sign, Blake.
Yeah.
I think people are anxious with a year off, and now we're really looking forward to coming back in, and we're just a few months away. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to come back in. We painted the car, did a whole bunch of things, and a lot of stuff I wanted to try, so I'm excited to get back in.
Great. All right, Blake Adams here. Kyle, take us home.
Yep, we're excited. We're excited as well. A couple months away now. December 17th and 18th, we'll be back right here inside the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum for Rumble 23.
And follow our social media.